If you are experiencing burnout, if you don't want to go in, you're tired of your clients, you're tired of the people in your building, you're tired of doing the same old over and over and over and over again, then you definitely need to watch today's video, because I'm going to be giving you 5 different tips on how you can avoid burnout in your salon today. My name is Mia Mo, and this is Mogul Makeovers, where I help salon suite owners and beauty professionals make over their beauty business so that you can attract the clientele you desire and deserve. Do I want my hair forward today? I don't know. I'm feeling weird about my hair today, y'all, because we came to a studio here to shoot, and of course I forgot my hair kit of all the things, and I'm a hair professional. So don't forget your hair kit. I should do a video on being a traveling stylist and what to not forget, because as a traveling stylist, I've just about forgotten everything at this point. So I definitely can tell you what not to leave behind, all right? But today, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about how to avoid salon burnout. And at some point, you're gonna experience this in your salon. So I've got 5 different tips for you guys on what you can do to avoid salon burnout. All right, so let's get into it. Number 1, provide services that speak to who you are and are of interest to you. So that's for you to avoid boredom burnout, right? You're tired of doing the same old services because they're really not speaking to you. They're not speaking to your personality. They're not what you initially signed up for, right? So maybe you became a beauty professional because you wanted to work on set, or maybe you became a beauty professional because you wanted to do fashion shows, but here you are day in and day out doing the same old conversation, side part, middle part, and you're bored. You're bored with your clients, you're bored with what you're doing. So one way to avoid that salon boredom burnout is to provide services that speak to who you are. Do services that are of interest to you. So if you needed this reminder, here it is. Get up, go over to your laptop, your computer, your iPad, whatever electronic device you have, and look up something in your area that is actually of interest to you and take a class on it, right? So if you want to learn how to color, then take a color class. If you want to learn how to do extensions, you can take an extensions class. If you want to learn how to get on set for fashion shows, maybe look up the next fashion show in your area, but make sure that that service actually speaks to who you are, because ultimately, if you're bored, it's just a sign that it's time for you to switch something up. So don't be afraid to switch it up. All right, number 2 on how to avoid salon burnout. Set boundaries with your time inside and outside of the salon. Now, this is something that I had to learn for myself recently. I did very well for years with managing my time in the salon. After I went through a phase where I was terrible at managing my time in the salon. And when I say terrible, I mean, your girl was working until, 3 o'clock in the morning some nights, taking clients that I knew were going to be a 6 or 7 hour service, starting them at like 3 p.m. I just didn't have boundaries. And so if you are feeling like an overwhelm type of burnout with your salon, or a client type of burnout with your salon, then it's time for you to start setting some boundaries. Let's start in the salon, right? So maybe you're not taking clients after a certain time. So if you are saying that your doors close at 7, then you probably should be taking your last client around 5:30, right? Like, you're not letting people come in at 6, 7 o'clock at night for that service, So setting time boundaries inside the salon and also outside of the salon, So that's another one when it comes to client boundaries, like maybe you're setting your phone on do not disturb after a certain time. Maybe you're not letting that do not disturb come off until maybe an hour before you open your salon doors. If you are ready to increase your bottom line and stop trading your time for money, I would love to hear from you. Feel free to book a discovery call. It is risk-free at the link below this video. so that we can have a chat about how we can make over your beauty business for 2024. Making yourself accessible doesn't mean that you have to answer calls or texts, at 10 p.m., 11 p.m., things like that. It is going to cause overwhelm, especially when you're in those moments where it's time for you to disconnect from the salon and then you still got those calls and those texts coming through. It can be very overwhelming, and don't feel like you have to make yourself available 24/7 just because you are a service provider, so setting those boundaries, very, very important. Number three on how to avoid salon burnout: offer a new product or sell some of your favorites. Now, if you are someone who isn't comfortable with selling, I know I have mentees that have told me in the past that they weren't very comfortable with selling. They didn't know how to sell. They didn't know what to do. I will tell you that when it comes to selling, it gets very easy when you are actually a fan of the products or of the service that you are providing, right? So it gets so much easier to sell something that you actually know, like, and trust, right? Those three things. You should know it, you should like it, you should trust that it's going to do what it's supposed to do. And if it does those three things, it's so much easier for you to sell new products and new services. So sometimes I do get a little bottom line burned out, right? So if you're experiencing bottom line burnout, maybe you should really take a look at the products that are in your salon. Are you selling the products that you're using on your clients to your clients? If not, today is the day for you to start selling those products that you're using on them, so that they will come back to you when they run out, rather than running down the street to Walgreens, Walmart, Target. I've talked about this in other videos. They do not need our help. Do not send your clients down the block when you are a professional and you have access to wholesale pricing on these products. You're missing out on money, okay? And the whole reason why I'm suggesting that you sell these products, when you get comfortable with selling product, you're going to see an increase in your bottom line for the day. You're going to see that number go up. Maybe it's time that you start selling that $25 or $30 bottle of moisturizer or leave-in conditioner, and now you're taking it from a $600 day to a $750 day, and it took no additional time for you to make that additional $150. Selling products is a necessity. If you are tired of your hands being the only way that you make money, now should be the time for you to start offering some products. So be sure to start offering products. Number 4 on how to avoid salon burnout: get you an assistant, virtual and in person. I can attest to this. I have gone months and years without an assistant, and then I have gone months and years with an assistant, and I've gone back and forth on both. There are seasons where I'm working by myself. There are seasons where I have an assistant in the salon. Other seasons where I have an assistant online. I will say that when it comes to back end and front end burnout, meaning, you're not able to get people scheduled as often as they should be scheduled because for some reason you still don't have an online scheduler. Why, I don't know, but you're not able to get people scheduled, or front end burnout. You're not showing up on social the way that you want to, or you're not able to get certain things done with your website or your marketing. Now is probably a time for you to invest in some form of a virtual or in salon assistant. Another sign that you may need an assistant is that the time that it's taking you to complete services is no longer getting done in that timely manner. So a service that might typically take you 2 hours is now taking you 3 hours because you're trying to do too many things at once. That's another sign that you should be hiring some form of an in-salon assistant, or maybe even in your home. Maybe it's not necessarily what's going on in the salon. Maybe when you get home, you just don't have the energy to deal with your family or your kids or however many other things that you have to do in the evening. So wherever there is an opportunity that that assistant can free up that time and make it to where you can show up, be a better version of yourself for your clients, for yourself, and for your family, then please take this heed and get yourself an assistant. And number 5, increase your prices. I talked a little bit about this earlier in the video, but yeah, let's say that you are at a point now where your services are running over past your closing time on a regular basis. On a regular basis, you're now putting in 10 plus hours a day in your salon, and you want to work a 40-hour week, or maybe you want to work less than a 40-hour week. If you want to work less than a 40-hour week, then definitely come see your girl, because we don't do 40-hour weeks anymore. And I pride myself on that. I pride myself on being the best version of myself. And if that means for you that you're only in the salon 3 days a week and you're ready to do that, but you're still over here charging $100 for a service, or you're still over here only making $600 a day, it's going to be very difficult for you to condense that down to a 3-day work week. So at some point, you're going to have to increase your prices. If you're not comfortable with increasing your prices, you want to do some soul searching and figure out why that is. Do you feel like if you increase your prices, you aren't actually performing at that level? Do you feel like if you increase your prices, your clients are going to leave you, which isn't necessarily a bad thing? I always feel like the clients who leave are just making room for people to come in who can actually afford those services and are going to respect the level at which you are performing and pay for that level of service. You know, I'm really big on attracting luxury level clients in the salon. They don't necessarily have to be celebrities. Yes, I've worked with celebrities, but you can very much attract clients that are your average Joes or Janes, you know, your people who work 9-to-5s and things like that, and they can't afford whatever you're charging for your services. That is my 5th and final point on how to avoid salon burnout. Increase your prices. Now you can actually start to set a schedule that works for you and who you are in this moment. Booked and busy 6-7 days a week is not sustainable. You're going to find yourself getting irritated with the people around you. You're going to find yourself getting irritated with your family, with your clients, and it's really not them. It's really you. It's because you are not making yourself available for peace of mind. You're kind of cutting out peace of mind when you're doing, you know, a crazy amount of hours in salon and then out of salon and then for your family. You're one person. Becoming a professional means that you're already setting yourself apart from the people who have been doing this at home for years and have no desire to be educated in the finances, the customer service, the things like that. So I know I went really hard on the pricing, but I'm really big on pricing because it's going to make a difference in just your lifestyle, your ability to really show up for your clients, offering things like discounts for your clients. You can't discount something that's already discounted, you know, so just keep that in mind when it comes to pricing. That is everything that I have today for your mogul makeover. Again, my name is Mia Mo, and I will see you guys next time. Ciao.